1,500 horsepower, 261 miles an hour. 0 to 60 in the blink, most cars need to wake up second gear. So is the Bugatti Chiron the undisputed king of speed, or just the world's priciest conversation piece? Section 1. First Blood. I drop into the carbon tub, feeling the cool embrace of the bespoke leather that swallows me whole. As I grip the red diamond on the wheel, the 8.0-liter W16 engine roars to life with a growl, a feral hunger that hints at the power within. 4 turbos spool up in a symphony of sound, the 16 cylinders all coming to attention, with a ferocity that sends a jolt through my spine. The whole chassis shudders, vibrating with a force that almost seems too much for the road to contain, and I can already feel the tension building. The doors shut with a heavy, reassuring thud, a sound that feels like the closing of an impenetrable vault. The air conditioning hums to life, preemptively cooling the sweat forming on my brow as the seat does not simply welcome you, but crowns you with its luxurious, high-performance embrace. Section 2. The physics problem. Let's peel the Band-Aid. 479 horsepower, 600 Nm of torque ready to unleash the moment I press the pedal, as if Thor himself is winding up for a punch. The numbers are mind-boggling. 0 to 60 meters at a peach in 2.3 seconds. But in reality, it happens even faster. Our GPS records a 2.34-second sprint, and my neck reminds me I should probably call my lawyer. The speed builds like a tidal wave. 124 mph arrives in 6.5 seconds. And the next thing I know, 186 miles flashes by in just 13.6 seconds. To put that into perspective, a 747 rotates at around 180 mph, and the Chiron is still surging forward, as if it's only just beginning. The factory-tuned ceiling is 261 mph. But if you're daring enough to opt for the Longtail SS 300 Plus, you could see 304 mph. Just make sure to sign the tire waiver and call your next of kin. Section 3. The price of royalty. Hold your excitement, because this speed comes with a price tag that makes most luxury items look like pocket change. The base Chiron Sport starts at a staggering $2.7 million, but if you want the Super Sport, be prepared to fork out over $5 million. That's more than the price of 5 Malibu bungalows, or enough to buy 250 Honda Civics, each with a full tank. Want a custom paint job? That'll cost you an extra $225K, which is enough to buy a new Continental GT. The service costs? They're not for the faint-hearted either. Service 4 alone sets you back $80K, with the rear bumper having to be shipped to Germany just for a quick checkup. And if you ever dare mutter the word MPG, just know you're not in the right ballpark. The Chiron isn't a car. It's a royal palace on wheels, demanding respect, but more importantly, a hefty wallet to back it up. Section 4. Exterior. Jewelry that'll do, 300. The exterior of the Chiron is more than just a design. It's an engineering marvel, with every curve and angle meticulously crafted for aerodynamic supremacy. The C-shaped scoop, for instance, isn't just for looks. It's a functional aero hinge that keeps the car glued to the tarmac at Vmax. The rear LEDs are so thin that they almost disappear, forming a taillight that's sharper than the edge of a razor blade. And the rear wing? It's not just there to look menacing. It deploys in 0.4 seconds, offering a 49-degree tilt. That works as an anchor, helping the car stick to the ground like a magnet at extreme speeds. When you pull up next to anything else, it's like stepping out of a diamond-studded palace and watching the peasants pass by. The Bugatti Chiron doesn't just drive, it makes a statement on every road it graces. Section 5. Interior, leather, Wi-Fi, quiet violence. The moment you close the door, you're greeted by the unmistakable scent of luxury. Like Hermes decided to craft a high-tech interior. The knurled aluminum, polished to perfection, catches the light just right, while the leather, sourced from altitude-loving cows, wraps around you in a sensory embrace that speaks to craftsmanship at its finest. The 16-inch screen is a work of art, but don't expect to catch up on Netflix. Bugatti demands you keep your eyes on the road. The seats? They're not just for comfort. they're for purpose. Whether you choose the plush option, the sportier configuration, or the kidney relocation seats, you're in for an experience that challenges your body, offering a ride that's either luxurious or brutally focused, depending on your selection. Even the headroom is a thoughtful upgrade, providing an extra 12 millimeters over the Veyron to accommodate those of us who are too tall for conventional luxury cars without turning the roof into a helmet scraper. Section 6. The list nobody asked for. Here's the list of ridiculously over-the-top features you never thought you'd need, but now you can't live without. First up, the speed key. A simple twist of the wrist, and you're ready for a full-throttle assault at 236 mph, but only if you've mastered the art of key turning, because without it, the Chiron refuses to exceed its limits. Then, there's the carbon wiper arms, each priced at $3.2K, which, despite their lightweight efficiency, still wear out faster than you'd like. And for those who demand complete bespoke luxury, $23K gets you a set of luggage that fits perfectly, but only if you've specified the touring bulkhead option, because why not match your suitcases to your multi-million-pound hypercar? Oh, and handbags are sold separately, because even in a car that costs a fortune, your personal style needs to be accessorized. Section 7. On-the-road psychosis. On the road, the Chiron defies expectations. At first, it feels like a gentle giant, with light steering and surprisingly good visibility, better than a 911 in fact. But once you push past that initial comfort, it's as if you've unleashed an entirely different beast. Breathe past 30% throttle, and suddenly the turbos are roaring to life, pulling you forward with a force that feels more like a rocket launch than a car accelerating. The shift from second to third feels like the hand of God pushing you into the seat, and by the time you hit fourth to fifth, your phone has been relocated to the back seat. The Ricardo 7-speed gearbox snaps through gears in just 150 milliseconds, while the Haldex system effortlessly channels up to 50% of the torque to the front wheels, clawing you out of corners without even thinking about spinning the rear. Despite its heavy weight, carbon brakes the size of trash can lids and 6.4K Michelins work in perfect harmony to bury the heft, ensuring that the Chiron never misses a beat no matter how hard you push it. Section 8. The Autobahn Experiment. Our attempt to break the Chiron's limits on the Autobahn was nothing short of surreal. We begged, bribed, and offered everything short of our firstborn to get access to an unrestricted stretch of road. And once we had it, the car didn't disappoint. At 210 mph, the Chiron becomes more machine than car. The steering wheel gains weight, the ride height drops, and the fuel gauge plummets, eating through a barrel of super unleaded every 9 minutes. The GPS clocked us at 261 mph before my nerves couldn't take it any longer. The Chiron, however, could have kept devouring tarmac for miles. At this speed, the photographer in the Cayenne became nothing more than a distant blur. The real kicker came when we stood on the brakes, 249 mph to 0 in a mind-boggling 9.4 seconds over half a mile. My eyeballs shifted in their sockets, and yet somehow we survived to file the invoice. It was a moment where the reality of driving the fastest car in the world truly set in. Section 9. Everyday Absurdities. While the Chiron offers a driving experience that's straight out of a dream, the everyday absurdities of owning one can quickly shatter any illusion of practicality. Parallel parking, for instance, is a full-blown adventure, especially when you realize the car's 80.2-inch width turns every curb into a potential 30K repair. Need to pick up groceries? The 44-liter trunk space will barely fit a few bags of caviar, let alone a carton of milk. And don't even think about letting the battery go flat, because the lithium-ion battery needs a constant charge, or it'll fail after just 10 days of inactivity. If you happen to get a stone chip on the windshield, you're looking at a 38K replacement, and that's just for the glass. Everything about the Chiron, from the car's dimensions to its maintenance, constantly reminds you that you're not just owning a car, but a living, breathing investment that requires constant care and a healthy bank balance. Section 10. Rivals, Swedish knife fight. The Bugatti Chiron doesn't have many rivals, but what's out there certainly makes for an interesting competition. The Koenigsegg Jesko attack, for instance, comes in with 1,280 horsepower and a svelte 1,420 kg, making it a serious contender in the hypercar world. On paper, the Jesko is lighter, nimbler, and built for track dominance, especially with its triplex dampers and 3,000 lb of downforce. But when the rubber hits the road, the Chiron's AWD launches with a ferocity that's almost impossible to match, sending it to 150 mph in a blink. Past that speed, though, the Jesko starts to catch up, showing just how well the lighter car handles. On a track, the Jesko's precision handling could edge out the Chiron. But on the open road, the Bugatti's unmatched traction and comfort put it ahead. The price? Well, they both belong in the same exclusive territory. The choice comes down to preference. Would you rather the brutal monarchy of the Chiron or the sleek Scandinavian guillotine that is the Jesko? Section 11. The soundtrack. Nobody talks about. The Bugatti Chiron's engine isn't just a mechanical powerhouse, it's an orchestra in motion. Below 3,000 RPM, the W16's hum is like the low rumble of a storm approaching Monaco, a menacing yet smooth sound that promises power. As the revs climb between 3,000 and 5,000 RPM, the turbos come to life with a sound that could only be described as a throat sing, the power building in waves. Once you pass 5,500 RPM, the exhaust flaps open, and the real magic begins. The 16 pistons hammering in rhythm, creating a unique beat that no V8 or V12 can ever replicate. It's not just an engine noise, it's an auditory experience that commands respect. Birds scatter, and car alarms give up, while the sound vibrates through your entire body, leaving you feeling it in your bones. Record it on your phone, and it's still nothing compared to the raw, visceral thrum you feel deep in your chest. The sound is a symphony of violence and beauty, captured perfectly in each shift. Section 12. The real cost of royalty. Owning a Bugatti Chiron isn't just about the initial price tag, it's the ongoing costs that turn this hypercar into an all-consuming lifestyle. Depreciation is almost non-existent for limited editions, with some trading at up to $2 above the original sticker price. Service cycles are staggeringly expensive, starting at $17K and steadily rising to $80K for the most complex maintenance. And forget about standard insurance policies. You're looking at six-figure premiums unless you're lucky enough to garage the car on the Isle of Man, where taxes are lower. Tires need replacing every 2,500 miles or 2 years, with each set costing $6.4K. Exposed carbon options don't come with a respray. Instead, a new body costs a staggering $1.2 million. It's clear, owning a Chiron is more like adopting a living, breathing, and constantly hungry velociraptor, one that requires constant feeding with cash. For those who can afford it, though, it's a price worth paying for the privilege of owning one of the world's greatest automotive masterpieces. Section 13. One car to rule them all. When it comes to the ultimate hypercar showdown, the Bugatti Chiron is undeniably impressive, but it's not without its competition. The fastest around a track? That's likely the Koenigsegg Jesko or the AMG 1, designed with precision for track dominance. Quickest to 60 mph. The Rimac Nevera takes the crown with a blistering 1.9 seconds. And if you're after the cheapest ticket to 250 mph, your best bet might be a retired fighter jet. Yet, what sets the Chiron apart is its unique ability to seamlessly blend power with luxury. It's not just about raw performance. The Chiron provides an experience that's a level above the rest. With 1,500 horsepower paired with Hermes-grade comfort and everyday reliability, it can cruise through congested Beverly Hills traffic without breaking a sweat, only to then rocket across continents at 250 mph while pampering your spine. It's a car that does it all: the performance, the elegance, and the exclusivity. That's the true essence of the Chiron's reign. A harmonious blend of engineering brilliance and luxury that makes every other hypercar feel like mere cosplay. After 500 miles, a police escort, and 2 white-knuckle fuel stops, the reality of driving the Bugatti Chiron hits me hard. At 261 mph, with the car pushing me into the seat as if gravity itself were in on the act, something shifts inside. The crown fits perfectly. The Bugatti Chiron is more than just a car. It's a statement, a triumph of engineering that brings together the impossible and the unimaginable. But it's not unbeatable. It's not the end-all be-all. It's the way it makes the impossible seem almost mundane. When you're driving it, the boundaries of speed, comfort, and power blend into one seamless experience, and what seemed unattainable becomes just another day on the road. Now you might ask, is it worth the $5 million? That's a question for those who are more concerned with the value of money than the value of the experience. If you have to ask, then perhaps the palace gates will stay shut for you. But for those who crave the marriage of sheer, unfiltered engineering madness with velvet glove luxury, the Chiron delivers. It's a car that doesn't just turn heads, it commands them. The king's reign is far from over. The Chiron continues to pull away, effortlessly outpacing everything that tries to catch up. And in that, it proves what it was always meant to be, the undisputed king of speed. Smash that like button if 261 mph made your heart race, and hit subscribe for more jaw-dropping car reviews from Car Roulette. Don't miss our upcoming showdown between the Chiron and Jesco on a runway near you. We're working on it, and you won't want to miss it.